Welcome, welcome, everybody. I thought I would come on a little bit early and just do a little bit of welcoming for everybody. It's me, I'm James. I'll be your host for this series, and he's curled up. That's his back leg, but we got Bob the dog here as well. He tends to be the star of the show. He woke up a little bit. Don't worry, he'll come and visit in a bit. Welcome to another series of Community Fit. I feel like we've been gone a really long time from this series. Like it was a nice long summer break, but we're back. We're back. So, on Wednesdays, we'll be exploring sort of a new class. We're calling it CORE. It's like a little bit of calmness to the body, bringing a little bit of openness. That might be stretching, that might be an openness of spirit, relaxed or regulated. We do all of our nervous system work. And then kind of like a, excitement or expression or however you want to understand the E, excitement, expression, enlightenment, whatever it is. It's how do we get ready to kind of return to our day, right? So we're going to kind of take some of the work that we have been doing in previous iterations of this class with rest and reset and all of that work. And we're also going to bring in some of that nervous system work and in a lot of different ways, not just calming, relaxing nervous system work, but how do we get our systems energized and ready for the day? This class will also be kind of participatory. Last series, we took a deviation where we kind of just did like segments of the body, and that worked really, really well. But I want to make this class highly participatory. So as you come to understand what this class is a little bit better, feel free to drop into the chat stuff like, especially at the beginning of class, right? It's really hard in the middle of class. I'm getting older. My eyes don't work as well with the little bitty tiny chat fonts. But drop in like, hey, I want to explore this, or send me an email, or drop it into another great place is the Q&A function. Drop it in there. On Fridays, we are taking some of the work that used to be Adjusting to Change Toolkit, the ACT class, and kind of broadening it. And this is Friday's class is now called Working Within. It's working with an integrated nervous system, or as I like to call it, working with an intelligent nervous system. And what we're going to do is kind of frame that in the context of work in a lot of different places. So if you're like, I'm retired or I don't have a formal job, no problem. You're going to still get all of the nervous system regulation stuff out of that. We're just contextualizing it. We're talking about why working or bringing a intelligent integrated nervous system to the workplace with you and kind of prioritizing that as a work tool, whether you are a leader, you're a production worker, whatever it is, why these things matter in the workplace and sort of what it gets you and giving you some real-time tips and tricks and ideas. Wednesday's classes are a little more practical, a little more like we're just going to kind of come in, we're going to get going. There's going to be some movement, there's going to be some breath work, there's going to be some stretching, there's going to be all sorts of. Friday's class is a little, has all of those things, but it's a much slower pace. There's more talking, there's more, it runs like a course class to help you understand why these things are important, how to use them, how to build the habits out of them, how to integrate it into your day, and going at a pace that makes sense when we're trying to rework nervous system. So a little bit of housekeeping. Feel free to drop into the chat anything that you want to share. It could be questions, it could be remarks, it could be whatever that is. I will get to those at the end of class. I will always stay for a little bit afterwards, answer any questions you got. If there is something technical specific, Raymond is our kind of showrunner here. So you can drop it in. You can ask Raymond to um, answer any technical questions you got, and or drop it into the Q&A, and we'll answer it there. I see some stuff coming in. Great to see you. Great to see you as well. And does the other class start this Friday? It does. So this Friday, we will have Working Within. This series is going to run for 6 consecutive weeks. So we've got this class, and we've got 5 more Wednesdays after this, and then we've got 6 Fridays. I want to say, and I'll have to check, but I want to say that we have like a 1 week break and then we go right in. It's either a 1 week break or a no week. I think it's a 1 week break, and then we jump right into the final series for this year. Got it? So there are 2 series of this, total of 12 weeks, spread out over, I think, 13 weeks. I want to say there's that about that one half, that 1 week break in there. Sorry, checking into the chat here. Okay, so I think that's the housekeeping stuff there. Again, I'm James. We got Bob the dog over here. Just so I know, can I get a heart emoji from anyone who is returning previous CommunityFIT members, returning folks? Great. We got a bunch of them. Thank you. Thank you for coming back. Then, can I get, and whatever, anything other than a heart emoji? Anything other than a heart emoji? Can I get anyone who's new here at CommunityFIT, whether it's this class or any class? We got great. We got some shocked faces. We got some cool. So, welcome, new folks. Welcome. We're gonna kind of jump right into this. As a framework, we're always going to start with some nervous system regulation work here, and that's more of the calming, centering, how do I get present work? Because the majority of us are here on a lunch break. We've probably had a really busy morning, myself included, and then we have a really busy afternoon. And so it's kind of great to just get grounded here. Actually, before I get going, I want to say, so for those of you, do we have anyone from DMV here? The Department of Motor Vehicles. Send up a heart, send up a anything you got. Great. Welcome. Cool. So I work at the Department of Motor Vehicles. That's my 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 job. And this is what I do during my lunches. And I've been doing this for a while now. And I want to give a shout out to DMV. They really pushed this series for us this time. So thank you. And thank you all for joining. And I hope that this kind of spreads. And for those of you working at the DMV, you know that we need this as much as anyone else. We got a lot going on in our workday. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get started with that. And then today we're just going to keep it real simple. We're just going to do kind of a full body all over thing today. I actually don't even know where we're going yet today. I usually teach from like, what do I need today? Okay, so nervous system regulation work. Take a moment and just sense yourself in a chair, wherever it is you're at. Also, for those of you who are unfamiliar with these classes are meant to be done anywhere, anytime. So you're going to notice we use chairs a lot versus lying on the floor, right? Because it's weird to get in your office and kind of lie on the floor. So we're going to use chairs. That doesn't mean you have to be in a chair. If you choose to lie on the floor, great, do you. If you want to sit on a couch, do that. If you want to stand and do it, whatever works best for you. So sense into your environment. And by that, I mean maybe just feel your feet on the floor for a moment. Maybe you just feel yourself seated in your chair for a bit. Maybe you kind of lean back, and for the first time today, you recognize that your chair is there to support you. How much more can you allow your chair to support you? And just take a couple of breaths and just listen to the sound of your own breath. No right, no wrong. We're just being more aware, paying attention to. Now, for some people, that's already a lot of work. So maybe you just stay doing that, or keep doing that and exaggerate your exhalation. Regular human being inhale, long, pronounced, exaggerated exhale. Again, And now, maybe you're already doing it, but if not, whatever breath you're choosing to do, on your exhalation, imagine that you've got either a hot bowl of soup or a hot tea or hot coffee, and you want to slowly cool that coffee, right? Or whatever it is you got in your imagination. So it's an inhale, two more, and then just notice. Notice anything that has changed by sensing into some support and exaggerating your exhalation, which is a cue for your body to kind of downregulate or get a little more calm, a little more relaxed. Just notice. Now, a lot of what we're going to be working with is like postural. Now, a lot of people, when they think good posture, they think a static posture, right? It's like a straight back, it's feet on the floor, it's kind of rigid. And I want to challenge that through this class. Good posture is not a position, it's dynamic, it's possibility, it's all of the options we have, right? So sometimes good posture looks like this, and sometimes good posture looks like this, right? But in order to have that dynamic flexibility within occupying your space, right? Which is posture. It's how do I take up space in a way that feels good. We need some stuff moved. We need some stuff touched. We need some stretching and mobility work. So let's go there first. Let's bring our hands together, get them warmed. Take your right warm hand, place it on the left side of the neck. Big heavy hand draws to middle as I twist my face to look towards my left shoulder. Other side, left hand, right throat, big heavy hand. Now, this is also a nervous system regulation practice. You've got a lot of nerves in through the neck, and just by touching them helps to kind of wake them up in a really good way. More importantly, many of us sit in front of computers and we get that tech neck, right? Where your face is kind of being pulled into the screen like a moth to a flame. And sometimes these neck muscles get tight. Then we're going to bring those hands together, get them warmed. We're going to take those hands, we're going to put them on the back of the neck, kind of fingertip to fingertip, right on the spine. And then they're going to just make some little circles. Now, again, I'm going to rest my elbows and then I'm going to let my neck get dynamic. That's going to be a word I use a lot in this class. Dynamic doesn't mean big, right? It means possibility, it means fluidity in this context, it means movement. So we're just going to let the head kind of maybe do a yes nod as we do that thing with our fingertips in the back. Then I'm going to take my big, heavy hands and I'm going to put them onto my jaw, where the top jaw meets the bottom jaw, and I'm going to press in a bit. And I'm going to press in and I'm going to do some circles. And as I do those circles, I'm also going to traction or kind of pull down with my hands. It shouldn't hurt, ideally, but there should be a fair bit of pressure. If I'm on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm pushing in at a good 5 here. You may feel more comfortable by taking your index finger kind of behind your ear like this or like this. You get to decide what feels best for you today. Now, neck tension. A lot of us have it for a lot of different reasons. The reason it's not is because of your pillow, right? We have it due to stress. We have it due towards like frozen or stiff postures. We have it due to weak muscles. We have it. This kind of solves a lot of that. This is a little bit of pressing in, nervous system release, loosening up some tension, specifically in the jaw, which is connected into the neck. We're just kind of moving through here a bit. Then we're going to take the right hand onto the left collarbone. We're just going to kind of massage that collarbone. And then I'm going to take my hand and rest, and I'm just going to move that collarbone, right? To you, I'm sure it looks a lot like, oh, he's moving his shoulder. That's a truth. But what I'm concentrated on is moving that left collarbone underneath my right hand. And I'm going to just sense with my right hand, the hand that's on there, where is that collarbone moving and where is it not? And can I get that collarbone to move in bigger, more dynamic ways? And then we're going to slide that right hand underneath the left armpit. And we're just going to let it hang out there. That's it. That's all you got to do. Take a couple of breaths. Maybe you imagine breathing into as if your air comes in through your nose and through your mouth, whatever it is, and goes into the right hand. One more and release. Now, for a moment, just appreciate any differences between your right and your left side, the side you didn't work and the side you did. And let's do the other side. Take that hand. It's a little collarbone massage. It's going to be a rest there, and then there's going to be some movement. Just kind of general movement. You get to decide what rules you make and what rules you don't. Now, this side probably feels different than the other side. And then slide that hand underneath and rest. What we're never looking for in movement is symmetry, right? That right and left sides are exactly the same. What we're never looking for is the front and the back side to be exactly the same, right? Unless you're doing something like bodybuilding, right? Then you're looking for aesthetic symmetry. Instead, what we're looking for is like congruency. Can we let the two sides work together congruently? And what that's going to require is for the two sides to be treated a little differently. They are different, right? I used to have a friend who would say, your sides are not twins, they're like siblings, right? They're not the exact same, but they belong to the same family and they need to be treated and have different expectations. And then rest. Good. From there, and I'm going to scooch back just a bit here. I'm going to come to the front edge of my chair a bit, and I'm going to twist to the right, but I'm not just going to twist. I'm going to work with my whole body here, right? It's going to sound like a lot of steps, but we're working nervous system here. We're working muscles through the nervous system. And then finally, we're working some like rotational stuff in the spine and in the body. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to keep all of the bones seated straight, and we're going to let our eyes look to the right. Once the eyes are as far right as they can go, that takes the head. Once the head is as far right, then it takes the upper spine, middle, lower, and I just keep twisting, twisting, twisting until my left hip is kind of off the chair. Then to come back, I set my left butt cheek back down. I twist, I twist, I twist, I twist until my chest is aligned. I twist my head, my eyes are still looking, and then my eyes come back, right? Sometimes after like one rotation, you need a little break. That's a lot on your nervous system. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it is. And then we're going to do the other side. We're going to let the eyes go. That takes the head, takes the spine and the ribs, and it takes me all the way. Now to come back, I go bottom first. Through the middle, all the way. This side is way harder for me. And then back with my eyes. You'll notice those eyes want to track, right? It's like they just want to go, they want to go back to center. Can you stay diligent? One more each side, really working with that nervous system to kind of wring out some of the tensions in the body. So eyes go first. Twisting, twisting, twisting. And then we come back. Eyes go first. Take your time. And then I go back, bottom to top. And then shake it all out. I'm going to adjust my camera here a bit. From there, I'm going to sit, hands on the knees. I'm going to let my head drop, and my arms are kind of pushing, right? I'm going to let my head drop and round my back. And then I'm going to keep going kind of downwards here, right? And in order to come up, I'm going to lift my head first and come up. If we have any kind of yogis or Pilates people in here, what we're doing is kind of a seated cat cow, but exaggerated. What we're really doing is practicing some flexions and extensions in relationship to gravity. Complicated stuff when really what we're talking about is just like going down and coming back up. But can you, again, being really diligent here, lead with your head no matter where you're going? So going down, that looks like I drop my head. Once I'm as down as I want to be, I let my eyes and my head look up, up, up. I lift through the chest and I come back. I right my posture. Maybe I'm in the shape of like letter I or a straight line now. And then I let my head go and I come back up. One more. And relax. Do a little arm shake here. A little shake, 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 shake. And release. Okay. Even lower. We're going to take one leg kind of over the other, right? Some people, this posture, super, super easy for them. If this is not you, you can slide this leg down a bit. You can put this leg up on like a chair, up on a desk, whatever it is. But from here, we're just going to see are both butt cheeks equally weighted, more or less. Chances are you're kind of like off to one side, but more or less here. And then we're going to just rock. That's it. It's just a little rock. Maybe some breath. We hold a lot of tension in our hips. We hold a lot of tension in our legs. If you think about fight or flight, right? Most of us have heard that. There's an inclination in our bodies that when things feel stressful, our bodies want to either fight, that's shoulder, neck tension, or they want to flee. That's leg, hip, low back, belly tension. So this, might feel like, oh, it's stretching. Oh, I don't like that. But if we kind of slow it down, get a little more subtle, you may notice like, I'm inclined to yawn, or I'm inclined to take a deep breath, or I get really anxious. And the invitation is for you to just kind of notice that. Like, besides muscle tension, what else are you kind of holding on to in your body throughout the workday? And how can we build in moments for you to kind of titrate, means a little bit, titrate a little bit away from you, right? Let go of little bits at a time. And then let's do the other side. I guess what we're trying to do within these classes is to express, yeah, we know life can be a lot. Work can be a lot. And even if we caretake, right? Because most of us are not doing a good job at caretaking ourselves. We often think about it as something to be done after work, right? Like I got to go to the gym. I've got to carve out time before or after or at lunch. What if it's like little things you do all day long? It's like a 30-second here. It's like a 5 minute here. It's like a four repetitions of whatever it is. So you're getting little bits all day long. So maybe as we explore and play, you are personally keeping a library of things that feel important for you to do more, right? So that way it's not necessarily homework, it's like life work. And release. From there, I'm going to put my hands at the back on my chair here. You might want to put them down. If you are at work right now and you have sort of a moving chair, you might want to do this on like a desk or something a little more stable. I guess what I'm saying is um, choose your own adventure and make this movement work for you or skip it. So I'm going to put my hands to the back here and I'm going to bring my feet about hip distance apart. I'm going to push down with my hands and my feet to lift my hips forward and come back down. Again, working with a tight space here. I'm going to lift and I'm going to lower. I push down and I come back. Two more of doing whatever it is you're doing. One more and release. Now just take and kind of move your legs, right? Like they're just moving up and down, moving up and down. And sense into your toes. Can you get your, whether you're wearing shoes or not, right? Where are my toes? Then let's get a little ab work in. We don't need to do a bunch of sit ups and stuff like that. You can. Here's one thing you can do anywhere, anytime. You're going to sit at the front edge of your chair. You're going to get your head, you're going to feel into where your sits bones are. Those are the bones underneath your butt cheeks. See if you're equally weighted and imagine, can I get my head to kind of float, be in alignment with wherever I believe those sit bones are? I'm going to bring my legs more or less together. I'm going to take my hands kind of out to the side, and then both legs are going to try to lift, just like this. And I'm not going to rock forward and back. I'm going to try to keep my head balanced. And you'll feel how much your abs have to work in order to stay balanced. Five, four, three, two, one. And relax. Come back. And for a moment, just kind of go, what feels important so far? Like, what's the one or two things I'm going to remember to do? Now, let's get some arm stuff in. Take your hands, place them onto your shoulders. And we're just going to move elbows in sort of a circular formation. And then reverse. Now, you can reach your elbows out to the side and you can draw perfect little circles. Or if you've got the space, reach your arms. You can draw it with hands. But here's the ask. Can you relax, widen, let go of, create space between those collarbones? It's a thought process, right? You can't physically do it, but you can let go. And maybe you do small circles. Maybe you do big circles. Maybe you go a little slower. At some point, maybe you reverse. Last three and two and 1. And then take and just kind of flick the fingers like you're flicking off water. And then maybe just some movement through the hands in reverse. Blowing out that candle. One more. Last thing we're going to exercise for today is our brain. We're going to do a brain game. Left hand touches right ear. Right hand touches nose, right? So we're here. Both hands reach out in front of you, and then they switch. Right hand grabs ear, left hand nose. Out in front, and it's been a long time since I've done that. Reach and touch, and touch, touch, touch. Here's the thing. It doesn't get easier as you go. It actually gets harder. 4, 3, 2, 1. Little cross-body connection work there gets the brain going. Now, again, I encourage you to think about what are the one or two things that felt important. Maybe it was like hard to do, or maybe it just felt really good. Maybe you're like, this is the thing that I need. One or two things. Figure out where you're going to do them throughout the day. Maybe it's when you get to work. Maybe it's when you go home. Maybe it's before you go to work. Like whatever it is, figure out what are the one or two things that you can fit into your everyday. I will stick around for whatever questions you got. Bob is still asleep over here. You're just going to have to come back to another class if you want to see him. But thank you all so, so much for joining us today. I'll stick around for whatever questions you have here. And please make sure you join us on Fridays for our inaugural Working Within sessions. You can join any of the classes at any time. So again, this one will run more like a class. You can kind of drop in. Fridays runs way more like a course. It will build upon itself. You can certainly miss however you'd like, but you can join and, it will build upon itself. Lisa, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you, friend. Thank you. Let's check in really quick with some of these messages. Thank you. Really like the physical movement. Awesome. Do we ever find out about how we can get a CommunityFIT shirt? Robin, I wish I knew how to do that. Raymond, I'm going to pass this one over to you, friend. Do we have any feedback on CommunityFIT shirts? These are now like dang near vintage. I want to say these were like a 2020 thing. So, I'll leave that one up to Raymond. Any other questions? Darren, Robin, do I know Darren at DMV? Not that I know of, but having said that, we have about 8,500 people that work at DMV at like several hundred sites. So, um, maybe. Okay, awesome, everybody. Doesn't look like there's any questions here. Join us on Friday. If not, I will see you back here next Wednesday for a little bit more. And again, think about what it is that you need. What what is your body and mind and spirit calling for? Join a little bit early, drop it into the chat, and we'll kind of weave that in to whatever it is we're doing that day. I think shirts are in limbo, but we will get back to you. So shirts are sort of got a big question mark around them, but to be determined. Question: do we need to enroll in the Friday class? You sure do, Vivian. Raymond, do you have a link that you can drop into the chat right now for people to enroll in Friday's class if they need to enroll in Friday's class? We
Give me
definitely
1 minute and I'll have that link.
got it. Anyone who, Vivian, this is for you, or anyone else who needs the link, Raymond will be dropping it into the chat here in a little bit. Yes, yes, they are independent classes of one another. Maria, got it. It will be in the chat for everyone here in a bit. They are independent classes because they are independent Zoom links. They run independent of one another. So you have to register for each. Once you're in the series, you're good. But Wednesday's classes are different. So Raymond has dropped that in. Feel free to register, and we will see you on Fridays. Again, working within all that nervous system work explicitly, but really framed in workplace and organizational contexts. So, thank you all. I'm going to get going now because Bob and I are going to eat some lunch. I'll see y'all later. Bye, everybody.
For those who are still on, I dropped a link for everybody for Friday's class. And just to clarify what James was saying, once you register for the class, you're good to go for the rest of the block. So if you register for this class, you're done registering. But for Friday's class, once you register for the Friday class, then you are good to go for the rest of the block. So yeah, if you have any questions, I'll stick around for another couple minutes. If not, then I shall see you all on Friday. Thank you.